Half-time at the ABSA Stadium in Durban. South Africa lead 19-7. Joel Stransky, what do you make of that?
Well, handling errors a little hard for a test match, maybe a little bit rusty on both sides there. Nothing on this page, really. The critical factor for both teams has been the set play. South Africa have dominated the scrums and the lineouts, and as a result, kicked the goals, and they're ahead by some distance.
Bob Skinstad is down on the pitch side with one of the non-playing Springbok squad members, Chili Boy Ralapella.
Chili, you're a front row man, and everybody was talking about the pressure that's on the front row. You've just been telling me now that the guys had an opportunity, though, to scrum against each other, and you think that made the difference?
Yeah, Bob, I think that made a hell of a difference last week, having to scrum down against the emerging box. I think from there, we had obviously, it took us a while to get back to what we're doing at the moment, but what I'm saying is that the guys been working together. As you can see, it's a great team effort out there, and just the guys are just willing. It's a willingness to work for one another. I think that's the main part that plays in the scrums at the moment in this game.
Well, it's certainly making a big difference, and a good start for the Boks all around the field.
Yeah, I mean, we just needed this platform just to get a good lead and hopefully just build up on it.
Good man, thanks very much, and we're all behind you.
Well, he spoke about a commanding lead. It's 12 points. Joel Stransky, if the Springboks were to score first in the second half, would a lead of more than 15 or more than 14 points be too much of a comeback trail for the Lions?
Wow, always tough to say. 12 points in a test match is a leap. It's a lot of points, but then again, it is only 2 scores. As we have a look at the fans, and the travelling fans are really what make this Lions tour so special. As to the local fans, mind you. But, well, Matt, I would fancy if the Springboks score 15 points is surmountable. If it's a try and it becomes 17 or 19, I would fancy that might be game over here in the first test. And having said that as well, I'll add to that, if South Africa win well today, they'll win well next week and the week thereafter.
So plenty for Ian McGeechan's men to do in the second half of this first test match. They always knew they were going to have to target this Durban test. Firstly, because it was at sea level. Secondly, because the Springboks were going to have less opportunities to prepare. Reasonably solid first half from Francois Steyn at fullback, just that one mistake under the high ball. John Smith has been an inspiration as ever. So Stephen Jones gets the second half underway in Durban. Jean de Villiers is underneath it, but Roberts gets up first. To the short side goes Phillips for O'Connell. Bow inside for Jenkins.
Stay there, I'm right.
Available for Phillips now. O'Connell hit hard in the tackle by Mtawarira and John Smith combining well. Jones, Wallace. And Faridu Priya quickly on his feet trying to make the steal. And a Lions player, I think it was Vickery, in from the side.
That penalty count against the Lions just continues to mount. It's been their downfall so far. Breakdown has been, well, not just the breakdown, the scrum, but the breakdown too. The Lions have shown to be a little vulnerable. That man's been involved in both those areas, just giving away a penalty at the breakdown and being under big pressure at the scrum. Straight in from the side, diving through like a missile. Bryce Lawrence 100% correct.
Bismarck du Plessis to the front where Bakkies Botha waits. Heinrich Brousseau quickly in possession.
Well, Bismarck du Plessis looked a little, I won't say over-aggressive earlier, but here he's given away the penalty. Shocking victory out. He's done pretty good work in the maul.
John Smith just has a quiet word in his ear. They don't want to have ill discipline cost them points or territory.
Vickery had got through well, contesting the maul well. And look at this. Oh, what are you thinking? Play the game.
Brousseau was just forming that maul. Bismarck du Plessis does love to get involved in the off-the-ball stuff. No need. Good tap from Matfield. Pinar will look to turn Rob Carney, and he has done. Beautiful skills, though, from Carney, the Irish fullback. And a good clearance as well. Steyn won't take it quickly because Jones was ranging up. Carney, of course, who replaced Lee Byrne, the Welsh fullback.
It's a great bit of rugby, this. It's Springboks up again. Matfield steals it in the line out this time. The kick from Pienaar was a good one. The recovery from Carney, superb.
Good work, guys.
Some very worried Lions fans in the background there.
They've already joined.
Spies and Brousseau being asked to rejoin the line out. They had already formed the line. Du Plessis for Spies this time. And quickly funneled back for Bismarck Du Plessis. The first real opportunity we've seen for South Africa to get the ball rolling. Pienaar's gone over to the short side. Brousseau still in possession at the tail. They've coordinated this beautifully. They've made almost 30 meters now with this drive. Great to see them all back in the game.
Keep going.
Still the advantage being played to South Africa.
And that's a great skill to have in your armory, to be able to maul like this and drive teams forward. And of course it sucks in so many defenders.
Another penalty coming in from the side as the Lions desperately tried to bring that maul to a stop.
Twice from the side, yourself. Number 5, twice from the side.
Well, you saw him coming in from the side in that replay. Bryce Lawrence had him twice there.
O'Connell looking a little frustrated, Bob.
Yeah, he is, Joel. He's actually coming dangerously close to being a little bit insolent to Bryce Lawrence. You can't always agree with all the decisions that a referee makes, but it's the way you take those decisions. And you saw Bismarck walk away and say, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir, I apologize. Dropping your shoulders and shaking your head's not going to help you in the battle for getting the refs on your side.
And Bob, as you're saying it, Bryce Lawrence has walked over to Paul O'Connell and had a word. Told him to settle down a little bit, and first substitution, aside from that of the injury to Lee Burns, it's the hairband.
Adam Jones gets to add a British and Irish Lions cap to his 56 caps for Wales. Springbok line out working superbly once again. Matfield taking and Brousseau getting involved. Croft in there. Another penalty, this time I think
in the legs. You were, next time you're going to the bin. 10 metres.
Oh, Paul O'Connell, the captain, being told that the next time...
Next time you go to the bin.
Next time he goes to the bin. And that's not what you want from your skipper. And Pienaar aims to press home the advantage. Told to kick for the corner by his skipper.
It's a great decision from John Smith. He's had a look at this. He said, we've set up the maul twice. We've mauled them 40 metres. Then we've got the penalty. Worried looks on the face there, particularly Graham Roundtree on the right. The scrummaging coach will be very concerned about some of the forward play.
Matfield leaps high once again. Here comes the maul. Brousseau. It's working like clockwork. Adam Jones trying to drag it towards touch. Heinrich Brousseau still in possession. The Springboks moved it to the left, now back to the right. This is a powerful forward surge. And Heinrich Brousseau has got it down for South Africa's second try. What a moment for Heinrich Brousseau, starting his first test match for South Africa. A fantastic Super 14 in a losing cause for the Cheetahs. A late call-up to the squad for this test match and straight into the starting lineup with the injury to Skalkberger. And now this.
And the British and Irish Lions maestros at this a few years ago. Neil Beck controlled it at the back of the maul. This time it is Heinrich Brousseau, small in stature, big in presence, big in strength, and big in grounding the ball on this occasion.
If I'm on one side and you're looking on the other for the legs.
A coordinated forward effort has brought that 5-pointer for South Africa as Ruan Pienaar lines up the conversion attempt. Converted John Smith's try.
Come on, 10.
It's a long, long way back for the Lions from here.
Come on, 10.
Pienaar has got it straight through the middle.
That's a great kick. Bryce Lawrence was shouting at him to hurry up. He was shouting, come on, 10, get on with it. Pienaar kept his head down. He's nailed the kick. And Matt, you asked the question a couple of minutes ago. I think that's game over. I don't think the Lions can come back from this. It's a big forward effort. They've put in 2 massive maul efforts in the last couple of minutes. Everyone involved. And most importantly, John Smith making a great decision to kick for the corner and go for the try.
Restart gathered by the Springboks safely.
Yep.
Pienaar on to Carney. Puts it up for Monye to chase. Steyn made the call, knocked it on. This is Phillips. Keeps it in play cleverly. Pressure on Farid Priya. The tackle from Carney.
No advantage.
And there's no advantage for that knock-on from Francois Steyn, but Bob Skinstad, what a forward effort for that try. It's a Lions team that was picked to take on South Africa up front, and they've got pummeled.
It certainly was, Matt, and you know, we see Mike Phillips running up there and cleverly keeping in. There was no advantage, but the advantage lies with the Springboks in that pack. We see Bismarck there. That's the IRB Brains Trust sitting next to Regan Hoskins, and Regan Hoskins will be a proud man of his charges out there today who are representing South Africa. The forwards were outstanding in their commitment and outstanding in their planning and execution of that try.
Pause, engage. Stay down, 6.
Better scrum this time from the Lions. Phillips. Oh, Driscoll, straight through the middle, offload to Roberts. Was there an early tackle there? Alan Wynne-Jones gets from Phillips, but driven back by Spies. Bryce Lawrence has the advantage showing to the Lions. They need points, and they need them quickly. Phillips. Cross for Heaslip. Brian Abana, who's hardly seen any of the action this afternoon, finally being called upon to make a tackle. Better continuity here from the Lions. Wallace. Another tackle from Brousseau. Phillips with the dart. He's dangerous close to the line. Bryce Lawrence will have a look upstairs, and Juan Smith thinks there's a knock-on.
Get back, get back.
Well, the telling sign is that the Lions players have not budged. They're standing around there waiting for the scrum. That's certainly what it looks like. Paul O'Connell's coming for another chat.
Timo, please.
Right.
Are you there, Christoph?
Putting himself and his team under pressure.
Can you check for me,
Phillips
try or
ground
lost
this or
forward,
not?
please? In the
Lions
end
don't
story.
think so for to South Africa.
Jacobs
It's
and
entitled
Spies.
a stretch. Wow, looks like he lost it. He's 1 or 2 fingers. Pressure enough, Matt.
Jacobs and Spies with the initial tackle, and Bucky's Buerta got a hand there, but then what happens afterwards? Did Bucky's Buerta actually knock the ball out of the hands?
Now remember, it's not downward pressure required. It's just a grounding of the ball. Is this grounded? A couple of fingers, is that enough? Big, strong and powerful is Phillips. The stretch. Does he ground it here? Bucky's gets his hand in. Oh, sure, that's a tough call.
Decision.
Okay.
So forward.
Lost
On
forward.
balance, it
Yes.
looks as though it's
Scrum
been lost
five, green
forward.
ball.
But will they come
Yes.
back for a penalty?
Well, I think advantage was played.
Come on. Read 2 sub, thanks.
Substitution made again by the Lions. Matthew Rees of Wales and Glanechli on for Lee Mears at hooker. And the lineouts have been a problem for Lee Mears. The Lions jumpers.
Well, I was about to say the line-out problem is not only the problem of the hooker, it's the jumpers, the timing, the variations, the options, the calls. There's so much more to it.
Big scrum from the Lions, but Spies picks up at the back and manages to gain some momentum from a scrum that went backwards. Pienaar with the clearance. Very solid.
It's a great kick, super kick. Rob Carney was all the way over on the other side, got across a little bit late. Pienaar saw the space, executed brilliantly. Spieth has been very, very quiet this afternoon. Not the type of game he would enjoy, but he's done very, very well indeed here. Over the gain line, good, quick, clean ball. South Africa have cleared well.
First throw for Matthew Rees. It's a good one to Wallace at the tail. Jones held up by Pienaar. Now Phillips. Rees getting a first opportunity to drive the ball up. Phillips again after a good clean out. He slipped. Phillips again working the short side, this time for Carney. Phillips, no way through Bucky's Boerta. O'Driscoll. Well watched by Jean de Villiers in the tackle. And another turnover for South Africa. Dupree.
Holding, and then you played it.
But no advantage. Brian O'Driscoll penalised for hanging on.
Bismarck du Plessis it was who made the steal.
When the ball goes out, please.
Substitution for South Africa as Dani Rousseau replaces Heinrich Brousseau.
Well, I'm not 100% sure that would be the decision I would have made right now. Bob, what are your thoughts?
Joel, I think there's method in the madness here because Dani Rousseau is a fresh pair of legs and they know they're going to be carrying the ball up quite a lot. Brousseau did exceptionally well at the back of the scrum there, but you can give that role to one of the other flankers, and Dani Rousseau is going to be in the Lions' faces now, carrying a lot of ball and hopefully wearing this pack down.
Certainly makes a lot of sense. I really have enjoyed watching Heinrich Brousseau compete at the breakdown, though. He's been a real thorn in the side of the Lions.
Do you not think they're worn out already, Bob?
Well, it's not over till it's over, but certainly is going to make... John knows that you've got to keep the ball in hand like he's doing there, and you've got to move into the Lions' territory.
Well, he held on in the tackle there to John Smith.
Holding on,
But
isolated.
what a fabulous first start test match Heinrich Brousseau had, capping it with a try.
A little pop pass, O'Connell was very quick on in. Some might argue he wasn't in through the gate either.
Once again, the questions will be asked now of Paul O'Connell's ability to get his team up. They just about sum up the mood.
Yeah.
O'Connell down for Phillips. Jones loops around O'Driscoll, who is so dangerous. Almost always gets his arms through the tackle. Jenkins was the support runner. Jones for O'Connell. Tackle from Pienaar. Phillips for Tommy Bowe over on the right wing, who's had a precious little opportunity today after getting his 4 tries early in the tour. Jenkins wrapped up by Spieth, manages to free the ball in the contact. Jones. O'Driscoll on the switch to Jamie Roberts. Phillips for Rees.
Good continuity from the Lions now. 7th phase.
But not making much headway with it.
Leave it 2.
Now Monye chased by John Smith, who wasn't able to hang on. This is Carney. Bucky's Boerta looking for the clean out. Springbok defence is once again quickly reorganised and not allowing the Lions much headway at all. But now Tommy Bowe breaks through. No support though. Tackle from Peterson. Gethin Jenkins the first to arrive in support, but it was scrappy ball for him.
No advantage. That's 4.
Knock on from South Africa in the contact. Little scuffle with Brian Havana just being sorted out as well.
Brian Havana not happy with something. They're showing a swinging arm or punch of some sort. Great little break, perfect ball. Tommy Bowe went to the left-hand side, no support on that side, and unable to turn and head back to the right. And this is where Habana had a little bit of a moment of not being happy.
I couldn't see where it made contact.
Yes.
Saw the arm go forward.
Okay, have you got a mark?
I've got just in where number 6 is, just in that spot there.
$16.
Matthew Rees might be in
16.
trouble here. He's been called after Stuart Dickinson.
Once again, no debate. Touch judge flagging, you've punched someone on the ground, it's a penalty.
Discipline letting the British and Irish Lions down.
And John Smith quickly into Bryce Lawrence's ear saying, shouldn't there be yellow? Punch on the ground.
Well, he's probably got a point. Bob, what do you think?
Joel, I think we're witnessing a turnaround in perceptions here. South African rugby have traditionally been the big, boorish, undisciplined men. And you can see Matthew Rees there just letting his countryman down with a swinging arm, and that's what the referee pinged him for. South Africa and Brian Habana managed to keep their cool enough and not let it turn into a fracas, which would have nullified the penalty.
Yeah, well said, Bob. And the penalties conceded 11 by the British and Irish Lions, only 5 by South Africa. Really is testament to that turnaround in attitude.
To the tail goes Duplessis from Matfield. Another perfectly executed line out by South Africa, and the kick into space from Pienaar. Phillips has a lot of ground to make going back. Bucky's Botha was up there making the chase, just narrowing the angle for Mike Phillips.
It's a super kick, though. Of course, when you're running that way, falling over and you hoof it, it gets a bit of a natural fade. And the fade has taken it out 10 metres or so inside South Africa's half.
More substitutes limber up. Andries Becker, all 2 metres 8 centimetres of him, along with Jacques Fourie. Duplessis for Matfield once more. That combination has been a well-oiled machine all afternoon.
Yep, both.
And both Matfield, Botha and Spies have got
Leave
up
his
on
leg,
Lions'
5.
ball as well.
Wing it on.
Habana is onside as he makes chase. Oh, big collision with Carney. Well, the Lions fans aren't happy about it. Rob Carney, I hope, is okay.
Scrum.
He's unmoved at this stage.
Bryce Lawrence, give him credit. He was very quick to blow the whistle. It's a super kick. Habana definitely onside, makes the chase. It's judged to be a mid-air collision here. Who jumps? Well, they both jump for the ball. Carney's come down, not even that hard. He should be fine.
So there are the replacements. Andries Becker on for Bucky's Botha. Jacques Fourie on in place of Jean de Villiers.
Well, I'm a little surprised to see Jean de Villiers coming off. Eddie Jacobs was getting a bit of work on his calf just now with cramp. There will be a slight risk with he's got to play the next 20 minutes. Good to see Jacques Fourie back in action though.
Come up. Crouch. Crouch.
Well, those possession statistics you saw a few seconds ago don't tell the story on the scoreboard. And it was very similar in that England record victory for South Africa in November. Had hardly any ball, but turned it over well. Now the Lions come with a wave of attack. Tom Croft through the first tackle, just couldn't get the offload. Phillips likes to run a few steps with the ball. He's big and strong. He just keeps defences guessing. A lot of chat from the Springboks as well on defence. Matfield marshalling it. Another scuffle involving Bismarck Duplessis. The cross kick from Jones for Tommy Bowe to chase. Habana well positioned and got the pass away to Francois Steyn. And Carney has a lot of ground to make back. Habana and Fourie du Preez have made the call here. Goes back from Habana. And Jeremy Roberts managing to nab the ball. There was a knock ruled by Bryce Lawrence.
Well, we didn't really get to chat about the power and strength of Jeremy Roberts. What about the little strength he showed earlier? But again, Habana in such good touch. understanding the partnership with Frans Steyn so well, feeding inside that so well that even Bucky's managed to smile. You don't see that too often, Bob.
Well, he's a big man. He enjoys his humour. I think the physical side of the game, maybe there's a little bit of a dark side to Bucky's. The more physical it is, the more he smiles and laughs. He's enjoying himself. It's a playground for him.
Well, he certainly participated in the playground earlier. And may well have battered the Lions into submission up front.
Well, an all-Welsh front row now of Jenkins, Rees and Jones, as Dani Rousseau carries the ball up strongly.
Stay there.
He's an uncompromisingly hard worker for South Africa, Dani Rousseau. He's played in many different roles and always delivers. Beautiful rolling kick, drives Carney back. And growing in stature and confidence is Ruan Pienaar.
And controlling the game so well. The Lions will have to go back. They're going to be under pressure in the line-out. They're going to have to try and cope with that pressure 5 metres from the goal line.
Well, surely they've got to go for the 2-ball. Rees and Jones.
Precarious position for the Irish Lions, British and Irish Lions.
Well, O'Connell it was who went to the front of the line-out this time, took the responsibility himself. Phillips puts it up to test JP Peterson. Steyn was calling in midfield, but Peterson spotted a chance for himself, but the gap quickly closed up on him. That midfield combination of O'Driscoll and Roberts turning the ball over for the Lions. Jones, good hands for Wallace. Carney and Bow. Andries Becker making a good stretch, and Tommy Bow flinging the ball into his head. You can understand the frustration. Springboks have just been in their face in every aspect of the game.
Not giving anyone any place to go. Becker across there making the tackle. And a little bit of a chuck of the ball. Little frustration, I think, boiling over out on the wings. Not too much ball for Tommy Bow. Certainly very little opportunity. The Lions have kicked it out. Can they win it back at the line-out? The line-out certainly has been a lot better since Matthew Rees came on. Look at all that red in the stand. Wonderful to see all the fans out here supporting their team.
They've been very unvocal, though. Just getting into the chance of Lions now with this opportunity. O'Connell, pick and drive around the fringe. Becker stands up to him well.
Roll out.
Very slow ball for the Lions, though. They have to rebuild again. Rees. Now Wallace. This is better from the Lions as they clean out well. Phillips desperate for the ball. Alan Wynne-Jones. No way through Juan Smith. Phillips wanted to grab and go around the short side. Left the ball behind. Penalty advantage being played here. Phillips for Stephen Jones. Ball knocked out of his arms in the tackle by Beeston Tawarira. Precious time ticking away with this advantage as well, as there's no way through for Croft. Aggressive defensive effort from South Africa. O'Driscoll with the floated pass, and Habana.
It's a very good idea, understanding the South African defence on the outside. Habana, the intercept king, looking to rush up. O'Driscoll, hang on. He delayed the pass and then tried to flip it over the top. And Habana was upset, the jump and stretch, knocking it on. They come back for the penalty.
And interestingly,
well, they need to.
They're taking the scrum, and yeah, they have no option. It's a great field position. It's a similar one from which they scored their try.
16 minutes left, Bob. Then they must go for the 5-pointer, surely.
Well, you would think so, Joel, and 48,718 fans, I've just been told, are in here. The fans don't know, the captains know, but I think a scrum here is showing their desperation.
Well, they certainly don't want to kick for touch. The line-out has misfired. Stephen Jones, Roberts, tries to bust a hole between Juan Smith and Ruan Pienaar. Pienaar has stayed down here as the Lions surge towards the line now. Can they lift their performance with a score? Oh, it's a huge hit on Paul O'Connell. Darnie Rousseau, the man who made it. Now O'Driscoll for Tommy Bowe. Couldn't hang on.
Grant Steyn was across there to make the tackle anyway. The idea was good. It's almost a kick pass rather than a corner kick. Grant Steyn was there to make the tackle.
So a double change for South Africa now as well in the front row. Guthro Steenkamp and Dion Carstens on in the front row. And John Smith and Tendai Tawarira, the two home boys from Durban, make their way off. And Ruan Pienaar is coming off for a blood bin injury as Morné Steyn gets the most special moment of his career to date. Big smile from Ruan Pienaar as Morné Steyn takes over at fly half. What a moment.
The Springbok bench that are celebrating not just the fact that Morné Steyn has gone on for his first test cap, but so far, 65 minutes in, it's a job well done by those coming off.
There's 15 minutes to play as Spies forced to pick up at the back of that scrum. Difficult ball for Morné Steyn, got it away for Habana. Such great understanding between the Bulls trio of du Preez, Steyn and Habana, but a counter-attacking opportunity here. And Monya with a bit of space to work up speed. Great tackle from Jacques Fourie. Roberts took it on, but lost it forward in the contact.
Becker stolen it superbly.
But then it came back for the Lions once again. Jones with the cross kick while Habana was there. Croft took him in the air, but there was an offside call against the Springboks back some 15 metres from the line.
Some Lions fans looking rather ragged. I'm not sure if it's the game or it's last night that's catching up with them at the moment. Jamie Roberts carrying it up strongly. He has certainly proved his strength at test level. Dangerous thorn in the side of South Africa. He's carried it up strongly, shown good leg drive.
Martin Williams in jersey 19, 88 test matches for Wales, gets his second Lions test cap, having played one test on the tour of New Zealand in 2005. Replaces David Wallace in the back row.
You let them land. You let them land. Watch the front, Vinny.
Reese.
From the side, 5 green, advantage.
Matfield in from the side, will concede a penalty here. Phillips wants to go quickly. 15 in for Jones. South African defence very quickly up. Lions keeping the ball alive. Monya is working hard.
Stay here, green.
Pressure on the Springboks line. O'Driscoll! Tackled by Becker.
Come back, green. Come back, come back, come back.
Now Williams with the pick and drive. First touch for him. O'Connell very close to the padding on the posts as well.
Come back, green, 22.
Now Phillips. Oh, Habana went for the interception. Alan Wynne-Jones managed to hang on.
So quick as Habana onside and managed to get man and ball at the same time.
So the Lions must build a drive again. Phillips, Jones for Roberts, Steps inside Jacques Ferry.
Leave it green! Look up. Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Still very committed Springbok defence. O'Driscoll for Croft! There is his second try. Is it too little too late? As Tom Croft gets his second for the Lions with a kick to come. Still 14 points adrift.
Well, Brian O'Driscoll showing his absolute class once again. Getting involved, burrowed for the line a little earlier. This time ball carrier turned ball provider. Drew in 3 defenders, timed the pass to perfection, and Croft is in.
Well, finally they've got something to cheer about. It's been a pretty bleak afternoon so far for the scores of Lions supporters, but now you can hear the cheers of Lions ringing around the Absa Stadium. 12 points the difference. Is there a twist with all the replacements that have been made by South Africa? Did they think they were home and dry?
Well, I'm not sure it's all the replacements. I have a theory, and I think since Heinrich Rousseau has gone off, South Africa have not competed well enough at the breakdown. Ricky January has come on to replace Marie Debris, and he will be his ever-present terrier self.
Jamie Heaslip takes it up for the Lions. Jones will run from deep. Roberts for O'Driscoll. Outside his 22. Steyn waits under the high ball. Carney gives chase and makes an excellent tackle. Steyn has turned this ball over. His body position not good enough in the contact, and there's a real let-off here for South Africa.
13 red.
A little handling error on the ground from the Lions.
Good chase from the Lions and good tackle. This is where the little handling error came. The pick and go against the leg.
Come on. Release, take that.
What an occasion it has been. A packed stadium.
Crouch.
Plenty of vocal fans.
Touch. Pause.
Just over 10 minutes to play. A score sometime soon from the Lions would make it a really fascinating last period of play. Morné Steyn. Very calm under that loopy pass. Monye. Dion Carstens, you thought had called for it, but he hadn't. A little bit of miscommunication there from the Springboks. Urgency from the Lions. The chip through from O'Driscoll. Steyn. Well, O'Driscoll went in high. It was a little bit reactionary.
Yep. Second back.
Now, Morné Steyn's kick was carried back into his 22. Carney launches the counter-attack. Dani Rousseau with the tackle. Well, an apparent confidence boost in the Lions play now. O'Driscoll with a lovely inside flick for O'Connell. Suddenly they're playing with a greater fluency and confidence. Williams. The Springboks defence is going to be tested to the limit in these closing minutes. Quickly taken penalty by Phillips. Jones. Croft. A big hit in the tackle from Bismarck du Plessis. O'Connell. Phillips continues to work the short side, this time for Martin Williams, his Welsh teammate. Jones. O'Driscoll. Oh, long pass for Roberts. It's on here. Monye! Monye! Oh, he's dropped it.
It's twice Monye's been over the line. Not managed to get it down. How costly is that going to be?
Morné Steyn made the tackle on debut. Try saver.
Time off.
Well, it was again a brilliant build-up from the Lions. Out it came on the wing. Monye went inside. Morné Steyn, hand on ball, out of hands. Try-saving tackle. How important will that be? 9 minutes to go, and Bob, there's been a complete change in momentum.
There certainly has, Joel, and it's it's all the little nuances of the game that make us love rugby so much. You know, they've brought in a couple of different players. The Lions know that they can never, ever go to the Highveld on a downer and let the Springboks run away with a match here. So they've really put in the effort to come back here, and it's certainly paying off for them, and it's making a hell of a game of it.
All of a sudden, a whole lot more noise in the stadium as well, as the travelling fans get in behind their team.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage. Start, leave him half.
Big scrum from the Lions.
Advantage.
Spies was forced to pick up at the back, and there's a handling error forced. Stephen Jones is in there, goading his forwards. They sense an opportunity here, perhaps.
Mark Phillips is in there too, putting the pressure. Oh, well, it's an accidental offside as well. Pressure coming on South Africa, and all of a sudden, not coping all that well.
Stephen Jones will be giving due thought to two relatively easy penalties that he missed early in this game, which would have changed the landscape substantially.
26-20 would be anyone's game. As it is, one try here, and it's anyone's game to grab right at the death.
No bind, no bind.
I've got a feeling his substitution earlier was a blood change.
Yeah, it certainly was. Had some blood coming, I think, from his right eye.
Touch, pause, engage.
He's looking to come back on to replace Eddie Jacobs, who had a bit of cramp earlier.
Now Jones. O'Driscoll. Jones loops around. And now Monye again.
Banner makes a great tackle. And he's got the ball.
Advantage here for the Lions.
No advantage.
O'Driscoll wants to take this quickly.
Wait for the mark. Collapsing.
Suddenly it's the Springboks conceding scrum penalties.
Scrum.
And the penalty count is almost level. Yeah.
Not binding, falling into the middle.
Paul O'Connell, he'll be delighted with the way his team have come back in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but is it too little, too late? Maybe not.
Pinar comes back on, and Eddie Jacobs is the man to leave the field. Francois Steyn will go into centre.
Number 10 and leaving the field now is centre Eddie Jacobs.
Morné Steyn to full back.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
It's a good hit from the Lions at that engagement.
Jones is under big pressure.
He slipped. And Roberts!
Brilliant
Vital
defence
tackle.
again.
I think it was Pierre Spies. Now O'Callaghan.
Come back, come back.
Space
Here
left.
too. Come back, come back.
Phillips! Through he goes! Next to the posts. Oh my word! We're in for drama in Durban.
And now it is the Lions fans who are up dancing and singing. It's those who are in green who are sitting down quietly and very concerned. Again, it's a brilliant build-up from the Lions.
Stephen Jones, a quick kicker at the best of times. Now takes it quickly and adds the two. The Lions are in striking distance. The gap opened up for Phillips, quick to spot it, as he has done previously on this tour. And that's what it means. They're back in it. Bob Skinstad, could you have scripted this better?
Well, Matt, we said it was going to be a belter, and in terms of entertainment, the first 60 minutes was one-way traffic. But hasn't it turned around now? And this is the kind of game we were expecting for 80 minutes. I think it's fantastic.
And anyone's game to win still, Bob.
Definitely, Joel.
Inside.
Changing momentum here. That is the big concern for South Africa. The Lions are all over them at the moment.
4 minutes to play. The Lions need a try.
No, no. It's forward. Thank you.
Oh dear, oh dear. Ricky January has made a vital error.
Oh, 35 appearances. You won't knock on too many easier than that. basket, eyes up, off the ball down, knock on, extreme frustration in the stands, unless you're wearing red.
Now, interestingly enough, Dion Carstens has gone down and is being attended to, and John Smith is warming up on the bench again. What a time for the Springboks to need their captain. When he left the field, you felt that the game was all but won.
Well, it seemed like it was all over. By the singing. John Smith coming back on. I wonder if that isn't a tactical move to say, Cappy, get back on there, get things under control, and sort this out. See this last 3.5 minutes out.
All of a sudden as well, you've got a totally reorganised backline. You've got Pienaar at fly half, Steyn in the inside centre berth, Mornay staying at fullback.
Touch, pause, engage, go.
Big scrum. Now Roberts bursts the hole through. Jacques Fourie with a vital interception. January. Steyn.
Stay green! No, green! Green!
Steyn has kicked it deep, but he hasn't played his teammates onside. The chip and chase from O'Driscoll. Pierre Spies with a foot in there.
All offside.
Oh.
All offside.
Francois Steyn made the kick. All of the South African players advanced. Bryce Lawrence was shouting, stand still, don't advance, don't advance. Advance they did, penalty against them. Ron O'Driscoll is down on the far side trying to collect his little chip. And now comes the next big decision. Do you kick for goal, Bob, or do you go for the try right now?
Well, we'll know what Paul O'Connell's thinking as soon as he gets out of that forward huddle, but he's geeing the guys up around him, and he certainly make a difference. I know Stephen Jones has made himself very prominent in the thinking there. He wants the ball. I think he wants to knock it over.
So the little chip over from Brian O'Driscoll, went to collect it. Oh, I'm not sure what's happened there. It didn't look like there was too much around his head.
It looked like a trailing arm from Pierre Spies as he tried to get the ball kicked forward. There you go. Watch that. Oh no, he's hit him against the back of Pierre Spies. A glancing blow, but a glancing blow off the body of Pierre Spies.
Yeah.
It was like a sledgehammer.
It is. He's up though. He's sitting there. And normally in those circumstances, it's the neck you worry about, maybe a little bit of concussion, but the bod is back. He's up. And the Red are on their feet in support.
Look at the focus back in the eyes, the fire in the eyes of the Lions. What a contest.
Well, O'Connell has decided not enough time to kick the penalty and come back and score, or kick another penalty or a drop. Got to go for the try, and so they will.
Just over 2 minutes to play. Have South Africa's defensive efforts got more left in the tank here? All the momentum, all the rhythm with the Lions in a game that has twisted and turned.
And the line-out twists and turns again. It's been rock solid since Matthew Rees came on. A little bit dodgy there, but South Africa have knocked it on in their efforts to win it. 90 seconds left. Hatfield went up high. That's where the little knock came from, South Africa.
Phillips for Jones. Tommy Bowe brought in from the right wing. Took a glancing blow off Jacques Fourie. Jones for O'Connell. Springboks baying for a forward pass. Smith makes the tackle on Matthew Rees. Gethin Jenkins put in a huge 79 minutes. Under pressure early on. Jones. O'Driscoll with the step. Jacques Fourie navigating the defence. Is that the final nail in the Lions' coffin? Maybe not. You don't want to predict anything in this game.
Jamie Roberts makes his way back. Holding on the ground was the call against him. Driscoll stepped inside and made the pop pass. But South Africa finally competed well at the breakdown and won the penalty.
The Springboks led by 19-7 at half-time and got the first score of the second half to lead by 26-7. What a comeback this has been. Roberts taken down by Dani Rousseau, and the penalty for hanging on brings relief to that man and thousands of others.
And surely now South Africa will be too good. They'll see this out. Victor Matfield will more than likely call it to himself. Scott Becker in front as well.
They've got to win the line out first, and struggling to hear the calls in amongst the cacophony that is the Absa Stadium. Little wink from Andries Becker when you've got a 2-meter, 8-centimeter start. Those are slightly easier to win. Ricky January boots it high into the stands, and the Springboks have prevailed in a quite extraordinary contest. Outscored by the Lions by 3 tries to 2, but the boot of Ruan Pienaar kept them in front, and some desperate defence allowed them to hang on at the death. It was an extraordinary comeback from the British and Irish Lions. Morné Steyn delighted on debut. Disappointment for Mike Phillips, who was influential throughout and one of the try scorers.
And one also often looks back and considers how the substitutions made the change in the game, and certainly in that change in momentum. Once the British and Irish Lions stabilised their scrum, they were certainly a much better team. Adam Jones came on, scrummed while Matthew Rees contributed enormously in the lineouts, and up until then it had been the Beast and the Bok lineout that had dominated proceedings and given South Africa many opportunities to get that lead on the scoreboard.
Well, the Lions will go into their dressing room knowing that they almost pulled off one of the great upsets. They had a chance to close it out at the end with dramatic style. 3 tries to 2 in favour of the Lions, but the 3 penalties from Ruan Pienaar and the penalty from Francois Steyn kept the Springboks in front. An extraordinary contest. The series is magnificently poised. Full time in Durban. It's South Africa 26, the Lions 21.